Hello and welcome back to day two of the cover week here
Covers, covers,
on
covers.
PopCulture Reacts. And we are back with VOB, and they are doing another staple, which has been covered many times by many other people. But, it is one of those that I've heard a lot of Drosh versions, so I'm hoping that this is a non-Dross version of Metallica's classic Enter Sandman.
Well, we had when we put the first video up for them, a lot of people said there are covers that they do, and they're great covers, and we've done a couple of them. One for the 1000th celebration, and one previous
Rage.
for the 900, I think it was. Anyway, because it's a cover, it meant we got to sneak another one in, and I've been very impressed with their covers so far, and I was very excitable when I saw this song in the list of songs that they cover because I bloody love Enter Sandman. It is the first Metallica song I heard, and it is my favourite Metallica song. I don't know if those two things are connected, because often that can be the case, can't it? What grabs you first. But yeah, it's the first song I ever heard of theirs, and I would say, God, Memory Boy. When was Enter Sandman released?
91.
So what? We got like 32 years later. Still bloody love it. That's a testament, because your tastes do change over the years, don't they? And
Yeah.
the sheen falls off the stuff. But no, to this day, still absolutely love the track.
Yeah, so me with Metallica, the first time I heard them was on the Freddie Mercury tribute show that they did at Wembley after Freddie died. And they opened up with Sandman, and and they were like the first band on. I was like, right, I'm sitting here for the next 20 minutes that they're on.
So I don't know, what year was that.
92.
So yeah, I said same for me. It's the first time I heard him was that Wembley, and doing it there, and quite a phenomenal performance, isn't it? Like I'll be honest, I was kind of into the idea of watching the whole concert, but I didn't think there would be tons of acts that I love. I thought they would fit a bit of a kind of sideways niche of maybe more popular than I was leaning to at the time. And so when they come on and started belting this tune out, it absolutely knocked my socks off.
Yeah, and then obviously I'm a massive fan, went backwards, and have been with them ever since. But yeah,
so many things in life. We went backwards, we regressed.
found their 80s output, and oh, but this isn't about Metallica. This is about VOB.
It isn't. Sorry, yeah, but we said like sometimes they're the toughest ones to cover. I know, particularly I was concerned when they did Killing Name, because again, a song I love, and sometimes you go, don't mess necessarily with something, but they've got pedigree so far of delivering on songs that we already like. So yes, let's hope it's the same.
So shall we go off to Never Neverland?
Let's do this.
Are you ready to roll? Are you ready to roll?
Okay.
Let's sing along with me. This is Enter Sandman from Metallica.
I feel like to a degree we could not talk, and I could grab what I said for the last two covers of theirs and just edit that back in
Twice.
here, splicey it in, because yeah, again, I felt very much the same to that. We really are, promise we will get to the album, because I do want to listen to more of their own stuff, but I bloody love watching these live covers. But yeah, wax lyrical for a minute, and I'll be boring and say the same stuff I say every time after that.
Yeah, so first thing I want to congratulate them in is they didn't try to do the Jamesisms in the vocals, because that's the one thing that always I'm like, don't, you're not Hetfield, you can't do the Hetfield uhs and woes and yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
I loved that they changed the solo as well, because clearly, because obviously it's a dual solo for me. James does one, then Kirk does his, and then James comes back for his bit. Instead of doing all of it, just change it, have a funky bass solo in the middle. Fill your boots. Much instead of, try to do something that you just can't do, make it work for yourself. Yeah, clearly taking lessons from Metallica, but getting the crowd to sing the majority of the chorus as well.
And I mean, we spoke about this before. I'm an absolute sucker for that as well, aren't I? Like, funny enough, like as a teensy aside, we went somewhere a few weeks ago to see a Chilean cellist and singer. Really good. Might bring it to the channel at some point. Really enjoyed it, but and we never heard her stuff before. Like, it was just a kind of a bit of a whim, and through it, like, she would do a bit and then get the audience to sing. And as much as on these ones, I always say, yeah, I bloody love it. I was sat there, my niece was with me next to me, and she went, why aren't you singing along? And I said, well, if I go to a restaurant, I don't expect to cook the food. I've come here to listen. I'm not singing. But I love it in theory, but I'm not entirely sure. I again, like, I can't necessarily
The Englishness comes out.
Yeah, the Englishness comes in. I fold my arms, but yeah, I'm an absolute sucker for it when I see it there, and like, hats off to them, because I think when you pick those, and of course, lots of songs I think are more conducive to it than others. They actually kind of have those natural moments. The same feeling you get when you're at home, and like at one point I was a little bit worried because I was tapping my legs so much during that my light that's behind this it's barely affixed to the back of the desk, and it was wobbling quite heavily, and I was a bit like, oh, we're gonna have a calamity in a minute. But yeah, kind of picking those moments to go to the crowd, and of course, like, for the singers, gives them not only a bit of a break, but also kind of gives them that pump up, doesn't it? To go, that they're coming along for the ride here. Yeah, I always love that. Always a bit of a sucker for that. And you said about the solos, and the VOB moments, as I'm now thinking it of. I'll be honest, coming into the covers now, I'm excited about hearing them do a song I love, and there seems to be a real connectivity of them picking songs that I like as well, which is quite handy. But to be honest, I think I'm there more now for what is their bit. What are they going to bring to it? And but with a comforting kind of blanket of a song I really like around it. And they've not failed me once on that. And I think they are... It's tough, isn't it, when you talk about a classic song? Because I wanted to say they're improving it. That's probably not right, is it? They're probably not improving it, but they are making it special in its own way when they do it by bringing these extra elements in.
Yeah, Would I take this, or would I take seeing Metallica at download, blasting it out to me, but I'm in the middle of a field? I'm taking the Metallica one. But for a cover of Sandman,
I wouldn't shed any tears though if, like, they did it back to back either. Like, I think there's a distinctness to them that you kind of go, yeah, I could listen to that twice in a row, but it'd be quite nice to hear it done by the two different bands.
But yeah, as a Sandman cover, this is one of the better ones that I've heard. As I said, it's one of those songs that I've heard countless pub bands do covers of Sandman and butcher it and try to do the Hetfieldisms and try to do the solo, and screw it up
Yeah.
and not sort of saying what they can do themselves. These guys have done it fucking perfectly because they've literally gone right. We can't do the dual solo. I'll do a bit of it. Then we'll put a bass solo in. She's not trying to do the Hetfieldisms. It still sounds and is sung the same way and in the same vocal range, but there's
But
not
with her,
that.
yeah,
Let's try and do what Hetfield does. Yeah,
which is
I'm all
possibly
for
the
it.
danger. You know, you said about how many people cover it, and like the pub banger. I think probably that's one of the dangers, isn't it? Is that certainly when you got a male singer, they kind of go a better ape. Whereas I think like because of the different vocal tonage, like I don't think there's a temptation for that. You know, I said about like being a broken record. One of the other things yet again that stood out for me on this one is you can feel the joy. You can feel how much they're loving doing it.
Yeah,
You can. This isn't, or certainly, I say it's. I'm going to put words in their mouth. For me, this doesn't feel like you've got a band who are going. Oh, I suppose we better do the Metallica cover because people like that. I really get this feeling of passion from them of going, yes, we get to do Into Sandman, and you know that's
yeah,
really nice to see. And long may that continue. I hope that the joy I think they get from doing these never leaves them,
yes,
because certainly it comes across to me when I'm listening to them.
yes. So as always, comments down there. Let us know what you think, recommendations, things like that. Cover picks, because obviously we do have a folder of covers
Yeah,
that can grow, and we can do another covers week in a few months' time.
and we still haven't got to my most anticipated cover of theirs yet either.
No. And as always, YouTube things, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And until next time, good day.